ALS is a difficult disease. Some of the things I learned while caring for my mom after she was diagnosed with ALS is that it's an always moving target. You don't know what you're going to need, and then as soon as you need it right away. And it can be expensive, and most of the things and devices and care that might be needed by an ALS patient are not covered by typical Medicare and insurance. ALS is also something that no family can do alone. The ALS Association Massachusetts Chapter helped my family in all of these areas. Something that was particularly impressive to me was how responsive they were. For example, with equipment requests, when a care provider would reach out to them and let them know that they'd recommended certain equipment for us to have right away, we would get it 2 days later. This was, for example, as opposed to going through normal medical channels when, say, the neurologist's office would submit a request for basic equipment through Medicare and insurance. Weeks later, we wouldn't have it. It would be denied. And then they would turn to ALS Association, who would get it to us right away. This was really critical at many points in our dealing with the disease, and I really appreciate the ALS Association for filling in those gaps. Another time that their responsiveness and caring really struck me was on the day my mom could no longer speak. I reached out to the speech and swallow expert at ALS Association Massachusetts Chapter, and she was right away ready to engage. She listened to my concerns, and the next day she came over to our house with a no-tech solution to use eye gaze for my mom to communicate. This was something that required no learning curve on my mom's part. She could just use it right away by looking at the words. And on that day, when I couldn't understand anything and she was in a really bad state, I was able to understand her communications with this tool. There are a lot of other ways that ALS Association Massachusetts Chapter helped us, educating us, connecting us with a broader community of families, and recommending home modifications, and also helping us apply for a grant to cover the expenses. For all of these things, I am grateful. ALS Association is really a critical resource, and it was for me and my mom on our journey with ALS. Thank you.